Good evening, Ram fans, and thanks for tuning in to another week of the Monday Night Sports Show. I'm Ethan Bird.
And I'm Rachel Hallam. After the upsetting loss against the UNLV Rebels, the CSU Rams came home to Moby Arena to take on a well-known opponent, the San Jose State Spartans.
And let's just say there was quite a battle in Moby.
Going to start off with Seneca Knight. He's going to get the ball here, and he's going to take a deep three. He was a huge threat for the Rams in the first half, getting 26 points all by himself in only the first half. CSU's defense just could not contain him, and he got a lot of threes, like you can see here, especially in the first half.
Well, he finished the night with 37 points. So that was a career high. And here's a turnover to Chris Martin, who gets the layup.
And then the Rams have the ball again. Thomas is going to take it under the basket and get the and one.
And Thomas had a big night, and he forces a turnover to Kendall Moore, driving down the lane to John Tanjay for the big dunk. Let me tell you what, that kid's got bunnies. There's a lot of bright future in him.
And of course, we're going to talk about Thomas once again. This would be his 11th point on the night, coming off the bench, making some big plays for the Rams.
Here, Kendall Moore is driving into the lane. He backs out a little bit off to Chris Martin, who takes a deep three. A lot of confidence in that guy. He had 8 points in the night.
Rams took control in the second half, but Knight, of course, is still going to try and make an effort. He would be held to only 11 points in that second half, and the Rams would come out on top 78-71.
And after the game, head coach Niko Medved knows that his young team has been struggling playing so many games this season, but he knows what his team needs to do.
This is a position for us right now, playing meaningful games in February. That's new. You know, it's new. It's new for some of these guys. It's the first time they've ever been through a season that's this long, and you know, you're kind of the hunted now, right? You're towards the top of the standings, but like we told our guys the other day, you know, a lion, right? He might be king of the jungle, but what does a lion do when he wakes up every day? He hunts. Do you know what I mean? And the second that you back up and you're not hunting, you know, you're not hunting and continue to get after it, things happen. And this is a competitive deal. I love our guys, and you know, hopefully, I feel really good about finding a way to get a win today, and at least enjoy it here tonight. And then we know what's in store for us Tuesday.
Well, and Nico was right. A win on Saturday was huge for the Rams, especially after losing very badly to UNLV on Tuesday, who actually just beat San Diego State on Saturday, so it doesn't look too bad.
It doesn't look too bad, but San Diego State didn't have a lead at all against UNLV that entire game. The Rams, on the other hand, did not show very much effort in that game against UNLV. So it's going to be an interesting game to see. I mean, CSU is going to want to bounce back after this loss, of course. I mean, it's the first one of the season. So it's going to be interesting.
Hopefully it's not too much of a revenge game for the Rams, or else it could turn out ugly. Now, last Friday, the men's hockey team had 2 games against CU Boulder, and they were thrillers, to say the least. The Rams and Buffaloes took to the ice the first night here in Fort Collins. Now, Beta is the first man with the puck for CU, and he's going to send it wide left of the net, being forced out by CSU goaltender Joe Morgan.
And the first one from CSU, Ben Joseph, will make that shot, and they're going to get on the board first.
And now Cato with the puck for the Buffs. Joe Morgan coming out strong, and he deflects that one.
And then Jeb Hart, CSU still up by 1 at this point. Jeb Hart is going to miss the net, however, so it's going to be a little tough one in this one.
Here's Hansen. He's CU's top point producer, and he's just going to send it right under Joe Morgan's pad.
Sam Cote, it's going to be a little different for this one because he's going to get completely denied by the goalkeeper.
Now it's sudden death, so it's all up to Joe Morgan. Kinsella takes it up, and Joe shuts him down. Great goaltending right there.
And it's going to be a great goaltending here as well. And Tanner Gillis is going to get blocked by CU goalie.
Now Joe Morgan doesn't want him to get too comfortable, so he comes out and makes an aggressive play at the dive, and that takes some guts.
But it's not going to matter because Nicholas Marcancini will get the win off of this goal here, bringing the crowd to their feet, getting a nice win for CSU against a great rival, CU Boulder.
Absolutely. Marcancini fools that CU goaltender, and CU goaltender Grant Payne, and got the Rams a win, 2-1 from Epic.
In the second night of action, the teams had to go into extra time yet again, but this time it was settled in overtime. Hot hand Sam Cote opened up the scoring for the Rams, but it wasn't not until the second period that the puck started to hit the back of the net.
With another goal by the Rams and 2 by the Buffs, it was back to overtime for the teams. In the last 2 minutes of the game, it was the man who started it all at the beginning. Noah Miller had the game winner to complete the sweep over the Buffs on the weekend.
CSU women's basketball began last week with an exciting win over the UNLV Lady Rebels, but the motivation did not carry over on the road.
In between the rings to Clark, right wing.
Here we have Clark from SJSU opening up with a 3.
Laura DeVos is going to be doing some great work under the basket and get the and one.
Mackenzie Ellis does. Mackenzie Ellis takes the deep 3, splash, count it.
Again, it's going to be Rosiah Porter who's going to get the and one on that drive as well.
Aziana Rosello takes a deep 3 for the Spartans, and that's just going to hurt the Rams.
And we can't talk about anyone else besides Laura DeVos once again getting a nice little layup under the basket.
The Rams would come back to Fort Collins with a loss 69-64. CSU women's basketball is in Moby Arena as we speak on the San Diego State Aztecs, against the San Diego State Aztecs tonight. Not only are they wrapping up Mountain West play,
they are also recognizing their seniors as tonight's game is the Rams senior night. They recognize forward Andrea Brady, guard and forward Meanne Ham, guard Rochelle Marble, and forward Mackenzie Ellis.
Speaking of those seniors, CTV women's basketball reporter Cameron Evig is live at Moby Arena. Cam, how's the game going?
Yeah, and for the Rams, the score just getting started here at Moby Arena. And for the Rams, San Jose State, they just took a loss to them and look for them to bounce back as their backs are against the wall. For the San Diego State Aztecs, look for Taylor Calmer to perform really well. The senior guard is averaging just over 15 points a game and is red hot from behind the arc. Along with Calmer, look for Sophia Ramos to do well as well. She almost has 400 points this season and has not missed a start in that San Diego State Aztecs starting lineup. Look for the seniors Annie Brady and Mackenzie Ellis to try to stop those two Aztecs to get a Rams W.
Wow, Cam, I'm interested to see how these two teams do, but with it being senior night, what was the emotion like before the game?
Yeah, and, it's a very emotional night tonight with the seniors leaving, Mackenzie Ellis, Annie Brady. Some of these girls are going to be the last time they play ever in Moby Arena, and Annie Brady said that she's very thankful for the time that she's had here, and some of her favorite moments come from her playing in this arena, Moby Arena, and all the seniors, of course, very emotional. It might be their last time playing in a basketball arena, and might be their last time playing in Moby. So a very emotional senior night here for the women's basketball team, and let's hope they can come out with this victory.
Well, thanks for the update, Cam. For a full recap of the game, make sure to head over to CTV 11 on YouTube after the game for the full highlights.
But don't go anywhere, Rams, because coming up next, Hunter Fillmore will break down everything you need to know going into the San Diego State game. Hunter?
The man hit the road to play newly defeated Aztecs. You'll hear from the head coach of SDSU on how he is handling the loss, and I'll let you know which Ram to look out for. Hunter's Hotspot is up next.
I got a creak in my neck, limp in my step, cramping in my muscles every time I try to flex them. All of the ones get on. It's very sad when all that I can do was remember you. You know I usually say no, but if you throw me love, I'll throw you some more.
Welcome back from the break, Rams, and to another week of Hunter's Hotspot. I'm Hunter Fillmore. Basketball season is in full effect, and we get closer to the Mountain West Tournament teams are battling it out to see if they can make it to the top spot. Right now, San Diego State has a comfortable lead sitting in the top spot. They have a conference record of 15-1. However, they might not be feeling very comfortable as they had their first loss to UNLV this week. Looking at the rest of the Mountain West, we have Utah, Nevada, and Boise, all with 11 wins. The Rams, however, are sitting at 5th in the Mountain West with 10 wins and are just 1 game behind. The Rams matchup this week is none other than San Diego State. This is why the game is the hotspot game of the week. Last time that the Rams and the Aztecs met up, it was a difficult one for the Rams. The Aztecs outscored the Rams 41-25 in the second half and defeated the Rams 79-57. Guard transfer Malik Flynn was a force. He had 23 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds for the Aztecs. Since the team last met, a lot has changed for the Aztecs' play. They are no longer defeated and have dropped from number 4 to number 5 in the NCAA top 25 rankings. After their loss to UNLV on Saturday, head coach Brian Dutchner did not like the taste of a loss in his mouth.
Well, we tasted defeat for the first time, and it doesn't taste very good. So anybody that was saying they thought a loss would be good for the Aztecs, we don't feel that way at all. We're vastly disappointed. We wanted a perfect season, but it didn't happen, and that's college basketball. And I'm smart enough to know that every game you play is going to be a challenge, and UNLV did a good job. They played a really good first half. They got off and running. They shot 57% from the field, almost 50% from three, and create a big enough lead where they got comfortable. Second half, we guarded like crazy. I think we held them to 20-some% from the field, 10% from three, and generated some momentum. But offensively, we just couldn't get over the hump.
For the Rams bench, it's big man Nico Carvacho putting in work. Carvacho had a double-double with 16 points and 11 rebounds. Carvacho's performance in the game is what makes him the hotspot player of the week. In his last 3 games, Nico Carvacho is averaging a double-double at the center position. Carvacho is the main interior scorer for the Rams. He is also the one that is bringing down the boards for the Rams. In his college career, Carvacho has over 1,000 rebounds and a field goal percentage above 50%. Carvacho has been a vital player for the Rams over the past 4 years. In the matchup against the Aztecs, it's going to be important that Carvacho keeps the interior locked down on defense and that he continues to produce points from inside the paint on offense. Now, the Rams in their last few games have either kept it close or have gotten blown out. But sophomore forward Adam Thistlewood knows what his team needs to do.
We're not slacking in that area. I just think it's a level of focus maybe. I think for a little bit there we got, we were on that 9 or 10 game where we only had 1 loss, and we might have got a little too high there, but I think once we watch the film we're going to realize, focus on what we need to do, and come Tuesday, the pressure is not on us, it's on San Diego State. So.
Well, Rams, that's all I have for Hunter's Hotspot this week, but Rachel and Ethan, you'll be heading to San Diego State for the game tomorrow, right?
That's right, Hunter. We will be in Viejas Arena tomorrow night, bringing you the latest updates. But next, one CSU football player found arrested. We will bring you the latest updates.
And a CSU swimmer is making a name for herself in the pool and the Olympic trials. Find out who after the break.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
CSU football kicker Caden Camper was arrested early Sunday morning. According to Fort Collins Police, Camper was arrested at 1:11 on Sunday morning for a misdemeanor charge of driving a vehicle while under the influence of alcohol or drugs. He posted bail, and Athletic Department spokesperson Cal Neves said, "We are aware of the situation and are currently gathering more information." Camper was CSU's primary kicker last season, making 7 of his 13 field goal attempts and all 18 point-after-touchdown attempts. We will make sure to update this story as it develops.
CSU's swimming and diving team headed to the Jane K. Freeman Aquatic Center in Minneapolis this past week to compete in the Mountain West Championships. While they did not come out on top as a team, the Rams did have some stellar performances. Just a day before the tournament took place, junior swimmer Maddie Ward once again made her own headline. Ward competed in the long course time trials and posted time just under the U.S. Olympic trials cut in the 100-meter breaststroke. The cut for the U.S. Olympic trials is 1 minute, 10 seconds, and 99 milliseconds. Ward posted a minute, 10 seconds, and 55 milliseconds. Maddie is not the only Ram to do so, as her time makes her now the 3rd consecutive Ram to be an active member in the U.S. Olympic trials, following in the footsteps of Katie Kicklighter in 2016 and Brianne Fuller in 2012. Of course, Maddie was not the only Ram turning heads in Minneapolis this week. On the first day of the championships, junior diver Skylar Williams set the school record for the 1-meter springboard, also landing in 2nd place. Sophomore swimmer Christina Friedrich was just 0.04 seconds off of the top 5 school times in the 50-yard freestyle. And senior Julia Box found a spot in the top 5 of program history in her individual swims. The Rams swimming and diving team left Minneapolis with an overall point total of 830.5 in the combined swimming and diving competitions, finishing 5th in the Mountain West Championships.
Well, Rams, we're going to take a quick break, but when we return, Ellison Hubbard is back on Hubbard's Huddle.
Ellison, what are your top 5 plays for this week?
Well, I'm back. And coming up tonight, I have top play from this weekend's hockey game, which you guys have showed. And I have some highlights from the XFL and more. Plus, I'll bring on a special guest to help me break it all down. Don't go anywhere.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Five, four, three, two, one.
Welcome back to another week of Hubbard's Huddle. I'm Ellison Hubbard, and tonight I am joined by Dejan Owens. And we have even more top 5 plays of the week and a new, not-so-top play. That's right, an epic fail of the week that you have to see. With that being said, let's break the huddle, starting with number 5. Here we have the XFL Guardians versus the Battlehawks. This is the game to see for the weekend right here. The Battlehawks get the ball from Murphy, throw it off to Powell. The safety for the Battlehawks is taking it down the field, making people miss, trying to get there. He has some blockers. Number 30's chasing him. Ooh, trying to make the tackle, but it's a touchdown. Anyway, the Battlehawks are celebrating as they win this game 29-9. Both teams came in at 1-1. Battlehawks just had to show their dominance in the XFL right there. Dejan, help me break this down and let the people know, how did the Battlehawks do that right there?
Well, right out the gate, the St. Louis Battlehawks showed complete dominance against the New York Guardians.
Exactly.
With their tremendous kick return right here.
Really? Yeah. That was amazing right there to see Humphrey throw it to Powell right there.
Yeah, Joe Powell, he gets it on the reverse and goes for plus 80 yards.
Wow, that
80
is
yards.
Right
so
there.
A little bit of trickery right there. And
hey, that's just right there. That's just amazing skill by Powell to just take it off and nobody can catch it.
Right, right. And you might notice that both the kickoff and kick return teams were only 5 yards away from each other.
Yeah, is that for safety protocol or something?
Yeah. Well, once the ball is kicked, only the returner and the kicker can move. But once the returner fields the ball, then the rest of the team can proceed to move and make a play on the ball.
I got you.
This is basically meant to prevent high-speed collisions and keep players safer. And this is also an opportunity to give players, opportunities to make way bigger plays.
Yeah, and I hope to see more plays in the XFL like that one because that was the first one of the season, like we said. So hopefully we see some more.
Right. And what makes this play so remarkable to me is that this was XFL's first kickoff return for a touchdown. And with these new rules being implemented, we should see way more plays like this looking forward.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope to see a lot more plays coming out on the XFL right there. But thank you so much for joining me this week, Dejan, for that play.
So. Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you. It's my pleasure.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome. But after that, we're going into number 4 right here. More XFL for you fans. Dallas versus Seattle. Man, the ball's blocked at the line. Jones gets the ball, and what completes a first down? Where's the defense at on that play right there? I mean, you bat the ball, you're a defender. You need to get the ball and keep it back there. Get a sack. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy that the 2-4 pass play is now illegal in the XFL, but it makes the football game more fun and it gives people something to watch. 24-12, Dallas wins and improves their record to 2-1. But now we're going on to number 3 as we take you to the NBA. Lakers versus Memphis. Anthony Davis at the free throw line. Bricks it. But Alex Caruso dunks over the man. Look how short he is. If I let a shooting guard that's 6'5" dunk over me, I'm going to get really pissed off. Watch here, right here. Look at that. Brick it and just get up with the bunnies. White man can jump, I tell you that much. Look at that right here. One more time. Just putting it back over him. The Lakers are continuing to prove, continue to make progress towards the finals. I mean, Alex Caruso doesn't play much. He only had 9 points that game. But he is going to continue to be a factor for those Lakers. We're going on to number 2, fans. And the number 2 spot, we have hockey. You guys seen this play. But Nicholas Marcassini just coming out here to take it for the win for the Rams, beating the rivals. I am excited that they beat CU. I mean, you don't want CU winning anything against CSU anyway. I don't want that happening. I know those fans are excited. Just watch them just make CU look bad. Good job, Rams, on that, getting that win right there. The hockey team is doing great, and that CU hockey team just wasn't ready for what the Rams had in store. And at number 1, we have the women's Jackrabbit basketball shooting threes from half court for practice. That's one made right there. You think that's it? Here comes number 2, half court right here. And let me tell you this is not even their home. So they beat North Dakota bad. And now they're over here just shooting threes for fun in the afternoon, but this is beautiful. That's 3 right there. Here comes 4. Like, who else does this on a regular? Like, they're all celebrating right there. There is one more person that went to shoot a 3, but, you didn't get to see that footage. But 5 of them made 3s. That's all for that week of the top 5 plays. Now we're on to the top fail of the week. Here we are, Antonio Brown getting a workout in. I mean, he's been all over the place. His career has just been down. I think he's trying to get himself back in shape. He's over here benching. He's all excited. His cameraman right here is excited. He's scared he missed the first one, but the second one catches him in the head. You can't go outside like that, AB. You can't go outside like that. You want to come back to the league, you need to keep it going. But that's the end of this week's Hubbard Huddle. Don't go anywhere because Rachel, Ethan, Hunter, Dejan, and I sit down to answer your questions for this week's Down in the DMs. And tonight's best question gets a gift card to Mary Mountain's Cookies. That is delicious. I mean, I love the s'mores cookies here. I don't need to ramble on about that. You hope you win that Mary Mountain's $5 gift card. See if it could be you. Down in the DMs coming up next.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't.
Okay.
You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up 1 finger if you're a man, women 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now, so one more finger if you're not very active. One finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
It go down in the DM. It go down, it go down. It goes down in the DM. It go down in the DM. Tell it.
Welcome back, Rams. We are back with another week of Down in the DMs. This week's question comes from @Steven.noatm, and they ask, should Wilder's corner have thrown in the towel?
What do you think, Hubb? What do you think?
I think as a fighter, you're going to go into the fight and you're going to fight until you can't fight anymore. I think if you're in the UFC, if you're a boxer, anything that has to do with fighting, you're going to want to fight that out. So I wouldn't want my corner throwing in the towel if I was in his position. So I don't think they should have thrown it in.
And I agree with you. Nobody wants somebody to call it for them, but there is one moment I can think of where I would have considered it. We can't show it to y'all, but there was a point where Fury licked the blood off of Wilder's shoulder, and that's just like some anime villain type stuff. Like, you knew he was about to go like full Fury mode after that, and that's when I would have done it, because I would just been very scared.
Yeah, it's a little terrifying of a moment. Absolutely. I mean, Fury was handed it to him throughout the fight too. So, I mean, for me personally, I think that it kind of was a good idea. I know that it's your career on the line and you're kind of pushing yourself to fight to the very end, and I get that. But at the same time, I really liked what Deion Sanders said in his tweet. He mentioned, or Jalen Ramsey was saying something at first that was like, he shouldn't have thrown in the towel. I don't understand that. But Deion Sanders came back and was saying, well, your corner is thinking about your life outside of the ring as well. They're not just thinking about you in the ring, who you're fighting against, if you're going to be the best fighter in the world.
Exactly.
They're also taking into consideration every bit of your life, like your health, your well-being outside of that. So to me, it made sense.
And I think he should. I mean, the corner did do a right decision because he was getting his butt smoked right there. Fury came out there. He gained 10 pounds. He just wasn't ready condition-wise to stay in the ring. He was stumbling everywhere, and he was just getting knocked up right there by Tyson Fury. So it kind of was a smart idea for his health to throw in the flag.
Absolutely.
But yeah, as a fighter, I see why Wilder didn't want his trainer to throw in the towel. He considers himself as a warrior, and I do see him that way. After the match, so he didn't agree with the decision his trainer made, but I do understand why he made the decision he made. Bouncing off from what you said, it's his life is in his hands and everything like that. So I agree.
Absolutely. And our second question comes from @Trevor.Newell, and they ask, who should be the Rookie of the Year, Zion Williamson or Ja Morant? I will start this one off. I'm going to say Ja Morant.
I think it's
just
an
because,
easy answer.
I agree.
50 games versus 12 games. Like, Zion's putting up numbers, averaging 22.8 points. But you need a bigger sample size. I mean, Ja Morant he's been doing things for the Grizzlies that no one has done in a while. Yeah,
it's really hard to compare these two. I mean, it's very different with regards to what you said with him playing 50 games versus 12 games. So it's hard to compare.
And I believe that Zion has been playing hard, and Ja Morant has playing hard, giving his team a fighting chance to be in the playoffs. But Zion could end up being Rookie of the Year right here. I'm just going to break it to you. I believe Zion could make it Rookie of the Year. Have you seen what he's doing in just 13 games? It can keep going from here. And you never know. You never know. People might just sway their minds to Zion being Rookie of the Year.
I think that Morant is definitely going to have to be the one to take it home. There's going to be those fans out there that are all about Zion, the ones that have been with him when he was in Duke and all of those people. But, yeah, I think that Morant's the right choice.
Yeah, and if, people do believe that Zion should win Rookie of the Year. I will understand where they're coming from. He's averaging 20 points a game. Ja Morant is averaging 17. I personally believe Ja Morant should win Rookie of the Year, though. He's consistently played well. He's the heart and soul of his team. So I would say Ja Morant for that one.
Seems like it's pretty even all across the board. But with that being said, between those two questions, like we have mentioned before tonight, The winner of those 2 questions getting the gift card tonight is going to be Trevor.Newell with his question that we just finished about Ja Morant and Zion Williamson. Congratulations, Trevor Newell. Well, Rams, that is all we have for this week. Thank you for sending in your questions for Down in the DMs. And be sure to keep DMing us, and we might just pick your question to be on air.
To keep updated with more sports throughout the week, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram and at sports_CTV. I'm Hunter Fillmore.
I'm Rachel Hallam.
I'm Ethan Bird.
And I'm Ellison Hubbard. Tune back in tomorrow night for more news from the people you know and see Erica Johnson and Brendan Fairburn talking about the possibility of an NFL playoff rule change.
And don't forget to catch Rachel and I in San Diego, California, bringing you the latest updates on the men's basketball game. You don't want to miss it. Until next week, have a great night, Rams.